from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the Macintosh Law Firm, visit macintoshlawfirm.com.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I need some real talk. Oh, I need some real talk. Give me some of that real talk.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate. Back at it again. A whole week's worth of real estate has passed by. One day closer to the election. In fact, it's tomorrow.
Hallelujah.
You can
I can't
vote
stand it anymore.
tomorrow. North Carolina, you can't. Today, you can't vote today. Tomorrow, you can vote, though. You can go to the polls tomorrow on your election day. And there are special rules depending on some of the counties. Obviously, Western North Carolina affected. You're allowed to drop ballots off in some instances. Just go online, triple check the rules, make sure that you know what you're doing as far as when you show up to these places. You do have to have an ID to vote. So when you go to your polling place tomorrow, your assigned polling place, you can't go all over the county like you could during early voting. You do have an assigned polling location when you register to vote. You can go online to the North Carolina State Bureau of Elections website, State Board of Elections website, and you can look up your voter registration, which will tell you where your polling location is at. Because again, you do have to go to a specific location if you are planning on voting on election day. So with that being said, one of the things in general that makes America great, real estate. One of the things we love about this country, one thing that makes it awesome is investing in real estate, buying real estate, selling real estate, renting real estate, doing cool things with real estate. This week, up, down, left, right, sideways, which way do you think the market went the past 7 days?
I feel that some buyers, especially, are kind of starting to wake up and get ready to buy again.
It's time to get up.
Yes. So I did see everything slow down, I guess. I haven't been an agent for that long. This is my second election, but I've been talking to agents that say, the ones that have been doing it for 30 years, and that every October of election year, things kind of die. But I had more people call, like my own clients, my own buyers calling, trying to schedule showings. I had showings for my listing. So I think people are back. I think hopefully they realize that no matter what happens, no matter who wins, nothing is going to change overnight. And not only that, owning real estate is always good.
No matter what, no matter who's in charge,
what.
no matter
In
historically
the
speaking.
Historically speaking, in the long term, it's always a great investment, a great thing to do. So people are back.
Now, when you say buyers are back, now which phase are we talking about? Because there's multiple phases to the buy cycle. Are they just looking? Are they pre-qualified and they're ready to rock? What level of pre-qualification would you say that these buyers are at?
They're ready. They're ready. They are calling lenders. They are getting pre-approved or updating their pre-approval. They're ready. I would say my A buyers that had become B buyers, the ones that are kind of getting ready, they were calling me this weekend.
And you mean by AB, you mean like in the hopper
ready,
as far as
like
hot,
ready.
cold? How hot
like
are they as far as about
I'm ready
to
to
buy?
find a house and put an offer. Yes.
Okay, so these buyers that are coming off the sideline, that's been a big talk for a long time. Sitting on the sideline capital, that's a big conversation. Okay, if they're coming off the sideline, how successful are they in the search given inventory, given supply? How is that process going?
So I checked before coming here.
You didn't cheat on more or less.
I
did you?
did not.
Oh.
I felt tempted, but I am a rule follower, so no, I did not cheat on the more or less. But in like the latest number inventory, now we have 3.2 months of inventory, so it's better. I know
That's higher than it's been in a while.
higher than it's been in a while. So 3 months again for a balanced market. We need 6 months.
Okay.
We are halfway there. But and the funny thing is, the interesting thing is, we are having, and I see it as a listing agent, as a buyer agent, as I talk to other agents about it, because of course we are always, all agents should be talking among ourselves to learn more and to help each other. Some houses are getting multiple offers, like, and any price point, and some are sitting on the market. Not sitting, again, let me rephrase, not sitting.
Sideline capital, waiting for the appropriate deal.
Yes. So I actually also checked, and I think the number has been the same. Average day on the market here in the metropolitan Charlotte area, everything, it's 37 days now.
And that's slightly higher, maybe
On the
slightly
market,
higher?
yes. So on the market, meaning active before going under contract, average is 37 according to Canopy.
'Cause
So I
once it
checked on
goes-
Canopy MLS, our system, and according to Canopy MLS, 37 days on the market from active to under contract.
And so that time frame, 37 days, is that feeling okay? Does that feel like sellers are getting more nervous? Because now we can switch to your listings right now. Are sellers nervous about the increased number of days, even if only a day or two difference? Are they watching the market that much that it's making them nervous?
It is a educational moment. It is a thing you have to talk to the seller as we discuss listing, right? You have to tell them, hopefully it will sell faster. Hopefully we're going to have multiple offers. But the market is also showing, again, days on the market. Average days on the market is 37 days, which is not bad. It's just because we spent a few years with a crazy hot market, and it's just adjusting.
Oh, I remember, again, we talked about this back in the day when I first started in real estate as a broker, 2012 timeframe. 60, 90 days on the market was not anything uncomfortable. It was closer to between the 90 days to 6 months is when those conversations with sellers, as far as, hey, is it time to do a price adjustment? Is it time to look at our strategy? Is it time to double down on open houses and those types of things? Speaking of open houses, have you done one recently?
No.
Not interested, or market's changing? What do you think?
Well, I'm not going to lie that because things calmed down October, I kind of didn't make a lot of effort to do it. I want to. I love open houses, but then I have to think of my personal life. I am human. So I'm like, I know it's kind of slow. I know my family needs me, so why not add open houses to my already very busy, because I work weekends anyway. I worked all afternoon yesterday. I worked Saturday morning, early afternoon, so but I'm ready. I think I will probably start doing open houses next weekend or the weekend after that, because I enjoy doing it.
Okay, nothing wrong with doing an open house. Whenever someone's looking at us, most of the time, is it buyers walking in the door ready to rock and roll? Is that what you find when you're there, or how does that work?
I think there are many. Usually, I would say most are represented buyers, and their agents tell them, go take a look at the house. Sometimes, and I go through the same. Sometimes you're super busy, you have other clients, and then you tell them, go to the open house, see what you think, and if you like it, I'll go back with you. So many times I would say represented buyers just come take a first look before their agent comes, and every now and then you have people that are just curious, or people that are have just started the process, don't have an agent, and come.
You know what I tell people?
Yes, what?
Claudia Ogrizek's pretty good at more or less. More or less, where we look at the marketplace, active coming soon. More or less units active and coming soon on market in Canopy MLS this week compared to last. Now we got to throw some criteria on it. 500,000 or less by county, looking at Mecklenburg County. Claudia's pretty good at guessing each week. We're going to find out if she's right this week. Last week we had...
I forgot. I just realized I forgot my notebook.
I think it was like 1,700 something. We'll guess around there. Also, Maintenance Monday. You got to take care of the unit. I want to show you how.
I knew I was
Keep it right here. Today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis will return after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, a comfy start to our new week with a partly cloudy sky. Temperatures warm into the comfy upper 60s for our Monday afternoon. We'll go back down to the mid-50s overnight around the lake and warm back into the low to mid-70s by Tuesday, Election Day. No reason to not get out and vote. Although, as we go through the rest of the week, it's been a while, but we may have a better opportunity for some rain by Wednesday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Serenity Now Massage Therapy.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts. The Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Save on tickets at southernchristmasshow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway presents the World of Outlaws World Finals Wednesday through Saturday. Catch dirt racing's top 3 series for 4 days of action to decide their championships, featuring the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, and the Super Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Single day and 4-day ticket packages plus camping information are all available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. Often imitated, never duplicated. The World of Outlaws World Finals invade the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track this weekend. Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville is having a veteran celebration on Sunday. Rocky Lynn will perform and rock the lot in a special outdoor concert. Beer Lab and Ghostface Brewing will be offering their full menu of drinks and food. Bring your chairs and enjoy this Veterans Day salute with a Rocky Lynn concert Sunday at Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville. The Mooresville Veterans Day Parade and celebration honors veterans from all branches and from all conflicts. The parade begins Monday, November 11th at Richard's Coffee Shop at 1 p.m. and travels to Mooresville Town Hall. Come join and say thank you to our veterans and hometown heroes on Monday, November 11th in downtown Mooresville. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back, Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. There's music, comedy, circus entertainments, huzzah! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com, while supplies last.
We're back with more of today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate. Working our way through the hour already.
Should I let people know?
You
You
can.
almost give me a heart attack
No.
every segment, every day. So I'm going to tell people. Every day, we are like 5 seconds from starting the show, and he walks away. He goes, and now I asked for some Renaissance Festival tickets, and he just walked away seconds after we started the show.
There's a rule here. The news must happen. And so I went and made sure the news is going to happen. And that's Renaissance Festival is going on right now. You can win your tickets too if you go to WSIC News, Good Morning LKN, LKN Memes, and maybe even LKN Mag, Lake Norman Woman Mag. Instagrams, and you can find all the different ways of entering the contest and find out how you can win too. It is really easy. Just sign up for the newsletter. Actually, I can tell you right now, if you sign up for the WSIC newsletter, you get registered to win tickets each week. This is the last week, I think, of Renaissance Festival.
No, I think it goes
or one more.
Yes.
Yeah, another week. Excuse me. Okay, so another week. So you have your chance to win tickets every single week. Sign up for the WSIC newsletter. And I've been meaning to get those to you for a couple weeks now.
I know.
And so I need to make sure I get it done now. Much like the marketplace, easy to forget. Do you feel like that the past, as far as COVID craziness flying off the shelves, prices skyrocketing, due diligence fees, earnest monies, no way are we doing any repairs? Is all that gone? Is the whole thing shifted?
Ooh, this is not an easy question. I do think not at that level, not again. I hope not, because I fear that means the craziness of our lives. So I hope we don't get crazy like that again. Do I see, depending on the case, some kind of craziness after the election? And I read something on my way here. I mean, I didn't read it because I was driving. I just saw it. About possibly interest rates coming down pretty soon. So do I think a little craziness could happen? Yes.
I think Fed has a meeting this week, I believe.
Yes, or it's coming. I know it's coming.
On the same week as an election. That's got to be
I wonder
wild.
why. By the way, I've been talking about the new construction. We've been talking about new construction and the right moment to buy now. People have to take advantage of it. So there are so many promotions and incentives going on. Clients, hey, they just texted me. Clients of mine almost gave me a heart attack yesterday morning.
Uh-oh.
I know they are getting ready to buy and sell. They just had a baby, their second child, and their starter home now is tight. It's an adorable, cute little home, but two dogs, now two kids. They're like, okay, we need. And then he sent me an email last, I don't know, 10 in the morning yesterday. He's like, oh, we went to this neighborhood because you talked about Lancaster. We went to this neighborhood and we love the house. And I'm like, oh no, you did not go to the new construction without me because I try to teach people as much as I can that the nice person working at the model home works for the builder, and they will be nice and smile and give you some water, but they are working for the builder, so they can say whatever they want. They're not working for you. And then they're like, no, don't worry about it. We just drove by it. We are well trained. We didn't go. Don't worry about it. Especially there are some um, builders that do respect the relationship and the buyer agent. So there are some builders that let people know you need or you can or you should have representation. And they ask if they have an agent and they call us to let them know because they know people drive around and sometimes do that. But that particular builder, known for not being the best, not only for agents, but for clients. I'm not going to name names, but you know, cutting corners and doing not the best construction.
Okay, new construction green. Overall, though, buyers in the marketplace right now, we talked about them before, the supply, everything else. Is that the only thing really viable for buyers in
No,
this
it's
marketplace?
not the only one. Of course not. But I think, and I hate to say that because then I got a call talk about my listing and the agent said, hey, she showed my listing yesterday and she's like, I'm going to be honest, it's top contender. She's uh, she can't decide. She prefers your house and the lot and the fenced-in yard, but then there's new construction offering all kinds of benefits, including a lower rate. So
What do you pick?
it's hard because she's like, she loves the house, but she loves the interest rate the builder is offering. And that client actually going back to the one that knows and well, I said, look, if you are ready, because I knew we had started talking about it. We actually found a house, but we couldn't for many reasons because we were not ready. But one of the builders was offering 3.99% interest rate for 30
3.99.
years, 3.99 for 30 years for until yesterday for houses closing by the end of November. And they are still offering 4.99 for houses selling by the end of December. So if you're out there thinking, and plus like 10,000 in closing costs. So if you are out there thinking about it, give me a call. This is the perfect time because builders have to kind of get rid of inventory before the end of the year.
So for that new construction person that's looking at it, I'm curious, two things that may or may not come up. There's a plethora of things for any house because every deal is unique. Every person is unique as far as what they're looking for. I think people are wondering two things a lot of times. One is character of the house. And when you look at a resale and like, let's say a house that's been there for some time or it's in an established neighborhood, right? Right. So you're thinking about that neighborhood that's like, it's cool, but it's like, it's just brand new trees planted everywhere. It doesn't look like it's got a lot of character, kind of looks drab, like a construction area. I'm not really interested in it. And second part of it is, one thing that God's not making more of is land. And so location of neighborhoods and new construction and where these deals are actually located at. Can you talk about either of those things? Are buyers caring at all about either of those two factors?
For everything in life, for everything in life, there's pros and cons. So yes, newer neighborhoods tend to be further away because you can't find large areas closer to, let's say, Charlotte anymore. So most of them are going further away. And the ones that are pretty close tend to be extra luxury homes, of course. And yes, you are further away and you do have the kind of, which I hate, but they clear the land and then they plant those weak, ugly little trees. And then you have to see, do you want a brand new house under warranty in an area that should proportionally grow more over time than an area that's already expensive, and then get an older home. And even if you have an inspection and everything, things can happen a day, a month, or 6 months after you buy. Things happen to an older home. So yes, you would have the character, you would have the nicer neighborhood with the mature trees, but at the same time, you have a house that, especially behind the walls, an inspector cannot see behind the walls, could have something lurking in the dark. And so, again, pros and cons, as everything else in life.
Pros and cons for buyers. Are there any cons for sellers right now?
Can I say a story about one of my clients now that I thought about it? So they closed a few months ago, and their dream is to buy like a Victorian 100-year-old home. We saw some, and they are amazing, but scary because you can see tons of problems that could come up. So they, especially the husband, they had a hard time. The husband, they decided to buy new construction. Again, further away, no plants, no nothing, just a skinny little tree in front of the house, but without having to worry about. The plan is for them to stay there for a while, so no concerns. If anything happens, we call the builder, it's under warranty, and then after that, and after they have some equity in the house, then make the dream come true. And this is a conversation I have with a bunch of clients. Start small, or start in a place that you're not going to spend a lot of money because of whatever reason, either because the house is smaller or because it's new construction and you have the warranty. And over time, you build money, equity, knowledge about being a homeowner, because you need to learn how to be a homeowner, especially if you are a tenant. If anything breaks, the homeowner is the one responsible for fixing it. People don't realize that until they are a homeowner, and then they have to fix everything. So I always suggest go step by step until you come to the dream home. That could be an older home, but then at that point, if something goes wrong, you have the experience and hopefully the money to have it fixed without regretting becoming a homeowner.
So historically speaking, call it 6-7 years, someone would own a home before they decide to sell, move, otherwise move themselves to another location. COVID happens. The word on the street is, man, interest rates are so low, likely we see that time frame extended. Is that still seeming true, that just the sheer volume of people with those low of interest rates, we should expect there to be just overall less volume of units as compared to pre-COVID year over year, because people are going to stay longer because of the financial situation?
Yes. Because everyone that got super low interest rates, unless they have to buy or sell, to sell especially, they won't, because their mortgage is so low that there's no reason for them to get rid of it, because they would be losing money. So I think for the next until almost like a generation of sellers, people that got the super low under 3, they're not moving anytime soon. It's just, the logical thing to do. Why would I move if I pay nothing for my house? And I'm gaining in equity, and over time I'm going to make tons of money. So why not stay here and make a profit?
Okay, we'll see how the data shifts over time. We'll also see if you're going to own it for longer, what do you got to do to take care of it? Maintenance Monday. We're going to talk about that in the last segment of the show. Also, more or less. Are there more or less active and coming soon units on market this week compared to last? Got to throw some criteria on it. 500,000 or less by county. We'll take a look at Mecklenburg.
Keep it right here. Today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis will return after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, a comfy start to our new week with a partly cloudy sky. Temperatures warm into the comfy upper 60s for our Monday afternoon. We'll go back down to the mid-50s overnight around the lake and warm back into the low to mid-70s by Tuesday, Election Day. No reason to not get out and vote, although as we go through the rest of the week, it's been a while, but we may have a better opportunity for some rain by Wednesday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Are you in constant pain, under constant stress? Just need a moment away? Repeat after me. Serenity Now Massage Therapy. SerenityNowMassageandWellness.com, with locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
Serving Lake Norman and the Charlotte area for over 40 years, Horn Heating and Air Conditioning is your trusted source to get you ready for a warm and cozy winter. Experience the feeling of Visit hornhvac.com.
This is Brad with Lake Norman Patio and Game Rooms in Mooresville. We have the best outdoor furniture available and the largest inventory around Lake Norman. Also, pool table, shuffleboard, and game room furniture. 847 Brawley School Road in Mooresville.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Target is getting the jump on other retailers and will be holding an early Black Friday sale this week from Thursday through Saturday. Some of the deals include 50% off small appliances. Ford Motors sold more cars in October. The company says it saw a more than 15% gain year over year. Sales of hybrid and gas vehicles were higher, while electric vehicle sales were down 8%. U.S. auto safety regulators are finished with their investigation into Ford engine failures after the company replaced engines or extended the warranty on some vehicles. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it traced the problem to intake valves that can fracture inside some 2.7-liter and 3-liter turbocharged engines. The probe covered the 2021-2022 model years of the F-150, the Bronco, Edge, Explorer, as well as the Lincoln Aviator and Nautilus. Checking in on Wall Street, the Dow is down 0.5%, the S&P down 0.2%, the Nasdaq up a fraction. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
It's today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate. More or less, we'll find out, are there more or less active and coming soon units on market here locally via Canopy MLS? But we got to throw some criteria on it. 500,000 or less by county, looking at Mecklenburg County. We'll see. Last week was just over 1,700, we'll say, somewhere in that range. We'll see how close we were. I think it was over 1,700.
my notebook.
We left the notebook at home. That's okay. Also, Maintenance Monday. Got to give you some tips and advice as far as taking care of the unit because, hey, if you're going to own it longer because interest rates are lower, then you're going to want that value to keep going up. One of the ways to help make sure that that happens as best as possible is take care of the home. Condition of the house, buyers care about that whatsoever right now in this market?
For sure, yes. I think they always do. It only had to we had to take a break when the market was too crazy, but now they have to because it's part of their cost and their possible equity and headache. So they have to care about the condition of the house.
What do you think is besides price? Can you correlate to a commonality of most important thing next to price that buyers are talking about with you?
I think I would say interest rates. So I would say yes, interest rate because it changes the cost. So I think many wonder if we can get the closing costs so they can buy down the rate because it helps them be able to buy more house with the same, so it costs a little to the seller to offer a little money for for interest rates, and I think interest rates play a major. Like the client I was talking about, the one that went to the new construction, I found a much better option at 499, and I was trying to negotiate the 399 that was ending yesterday, and I'm still. I told him I haven't given up. I will try to make the builder do the 399. And they're like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. It's 499. It's pretty good." I'm like, "It is pretty good, but we are talking about $200 a month. If we can, it's a lower price is like three something." And I said, "We're still talking about $200 a month, which is $2,400 a year that you can keep for you, for your kids, for your future, for your retirement." So it makes a difference. And I think for regular buyers, buying resale or new construction, it doesn't matter. Purchase price, yes, it is important, but what really affects the amount of money you are investing is the interest rate now that is higher than what we were kind of used to now.
Okay, so to make it work for people, having to do something that, gosh, for years it feels like was non-existent in the market because of the market, negotiating and negotiating things now with sellers. Does it seem like, as far as leverage goes, buyers have gained a little bit of ground back?
They did for sure, but we still have sellers, and I have them as well, that don't they're not ready for this new market where the buyers have leverage and some power. So it is a conversation you have to have, and some sellers are not ready for the conversation. So they still prefer to wait because there's the mindset of, I will keep calling it the COVID era, where sellers had all the power and buyers had to give up everything in their life to try to get a house. So there are many sellers that are not ready to understand that now buyers, I wouldn't say have all the power, but have more power.
Okay, so if buyers have more power, does that mean sellers need to sell quick, or is there still instances where you think it's worth it to hold on for a little bit longer?
It varies. It's like it's impossible to know. It depends on each seller, why they're selling, how they're selling, the interest rate, and how much they pay. So some of them are not in a hurry.
Okay, if the market is ticking up for buyers being interested, is there a uptick in interest, we'll say, from sellers exploring the marketplace?
I would say for me, in my market or my clients, I wouldn't say my clients are reaching out to sell just because of the possibility or the money they are reach all of them for because they have to relocate or because they want to retire or because they want to be closer to family. So all my clients, all the listings I'm getting pretty much are people that either have to sell or decided, again, I want to be closer to my family, I want to move to the beach, or sellers that are ready just because to downsize or upsize because life is kind of taking them towards. I don't have any clients that are doing it just to see if they can make money.
So doing it based on a change of life circumstance, that's an emotional thing. That's a very deep thing. Do you find yourself having to play psychiatrist a lot these days with people?
You mean every single day? Of course. Yes. Yes.
Do you enjoy that aspect
I
of the
do.
business?
I think uh, uh, many times people ask what my secret is, and I think one of them is like I am a good listener. I know not only I'm a good listener, I can keep secrets. So I think uh, a good agent is someone that is ready to listen, kind of like really listen and really understand your situation to really help you what you need. Not only to say, oh, okay, let's sell the house. Because sometimes, and I know people think I'm crazy, but sometimes people come to me, they tell me they're ready to sell, and I talk to them. And at the end of the thing, I'm like, no, you're not. Like, it makes no sense. And they don't sell the house.
It's interesting because a lot of times when you're the listing broker, particularly, or even working with buyers, right? When you're dealing with things of money, it's a very complicated relationship, and it does require an immense amount of trust that you have to build fairly quickly because you get a phone call, hey, we're thinking about selling. We've heard of you. Well, some of those people want to go to market in a couple of weeks, some people in a couple of months, some might in a year or so or whenever. But that concept of building trust, and I always found it interesting because a lot of sellers seem to, at least initially, think they should withhold things from their broker as compared to, no. You've got the right broker in place. You tell me everything in order for me to help you. Do you feel like sellers these days are trying to hide particular things, or is that just because the relationship can be strong so they're willing to talk to you?
Again, I don't know exactly if it's because I would say 95% of my business is referrals. So when people come to me, they heard about me from their friends, from their family. So they kind of know what they have this picture of me because my sellers tell them what I'm about. So I would say by far most tell me everything like right away. And it's every now and then, especially couples, sometimes the husband was the one that heard my name, so the wife takes a few minutes. But I would say I guess I'm pretty good at breaking the wall.
When some of those people that you meet for the first time and they say those things, oh, we heard about you from your friend, do they share some of the inside of what they've heard about you?
Yes. And it's very humbling and fun and interesting.
So a good broker, I would imagine, is what they say about you. Okay.
Yes. So.
All right. As a good broker, the question's going to be more or less. That's what every seller wants to know. Every buyer wants to know. Are there more or less active and coming soon units on the marketplace?
I'm going to say less. And hopefully this is the last time I say less until the end of the year. So right now I'm going to say less. And after the election, next week I'm going to say more, but right now less.
So I'm curious as to why, right? Because we did have less, I think, the past 2 or 3 weeks, if I recall correctly. The question though is why? Is it the build up to the election you think is what it really is? Or is there something else in people's everyday psyche, we'll say, at a calendar year in October into November, coming up on holidays? Does any of that affect people's willingness to go to market?
Yes. So I think mainly right now, I would say it's more us, the agents, noticing the slowdown and telling people. So right now I got a few new listings in the past few days that are not on the market. They might come on. Some are on private exclusive only for Compass, but some are, we're still waiting. We're ready. We have the pictures, but we are not doing anything right now to see, because I'm telling people, let's wait a little. Again, some are private exclusive right now to see if we have buyers in the Compass platform. So from the agent perspective, I would say most agents are saying, let's wait till election because it's been a slow month. And then on the seller side, many believe that the holidays are not a good moment to sell, which is not true. But many do believe it's not a good moment to sell.
Okay, so if they're going to hold off,
they shouldn't.
Then is it like gym memberships and just January 1st, the market goes gangbusters every year? Is that what to expect or no?
No, I would say don't wait. Do it. I mean, wait now the election, but I would say put it under, put it on the market before the holidays, actually. Some people would love to have a new home for the holidays.
Well, if we're just waiting until the election, that's tomorrow.
I know, but until we have some kind of, I would say 2 weeks, maybe?
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out when the results of the election actually are finalized and all that whole process that you may remember from last time or previous time or any other time before with the election. So you've got the opportunity to vote tomorrow. You can make your voice heard. If you're registered to vote, you do need to go to the precinct where your registration is linked to. So go to the North Carolina State Board of Elections website. You can look up your voter registration, make your voice count, make it heard. Tomorrow's the day. Finally here, we can move on, get past all the ads, get past everything else in this world, and we'll see. Real estate will still be here probably, more or less, coming up next.
There's more of today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on the way from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, a comfy start to our new week with a partly cloudy sky. Temperatures warm into the comfy upper 60s for our Monday afternoon. We'll go back down in the mid-50s overnight around the lake and warm back into the low to mid-70s by Tuesday, Election Day. No reason to not get out and vote. Although, as we go through the rest of the week, it's been a while, but we may have a better opportunity for some rain by Wednesday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
toys and gifts.
The Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Save on tickets at southernChristmasShow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway presents the World of Outlaws World Finals Wednesday through Saturday. Catch Dirt Racing's top 3 series for 4 days of action to decide their championships, featuring the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, and the Super Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Single day and 4-day ticket packages plus camping information are all available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. Often imitated, never duplicated. The World of Outlaws World Finals invade the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track this weekend. Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville is having a veteran celebration on Sunday. Rocky Lynn will perform and rock the lot in a special outdoor concert. Beer Lab and Ghostface Brewing will be offering their full menu of drinks and food. Bring your chairs and enjoy this Veterans Day salute with a Rocky Lynn concert Sunday at Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville. The Mooresville Veterans Day Parade and celebration honors veterans from all branches and from all conflicts. The parade begins Monday, November 11th at Richard's Coffee Shop at 1 p.m. and travels to Mooresville Town Hall. Come join and say thank you to our veterans and hometown heroes on Monday, November 11th in downtown Mooresville. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays. Now through November 24th, there's music, comedy, circus entertainments. Huzzah! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
Call now to speak with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis at 844-STUDIO-4. It's today's Real Talk on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate, and it's time. More or less active coming soon units on the market this week compared to last via Canopy MLS. We've got to throw some criteria on it. So 500,000 or less by county, looking at Mecklenburg County. Last week, we'll say 1,710, somewhere in that range.
Yes.
1,710 active and coming soon units under 500,000 in Mecklenburg County. This week, Claudia Ogrizek, are there more or less?
Less.
Claudia Ogrizek.
Even though we're not 100% sure of the number last week.
I think we'd agree it was more than 1,700, and I can confidently say it is less this week, 1,685.
Okay, see?
So a dip.
Of course.
Definitely took a dip.
Yes. As I kind of imagined, unless we're lying and we're wrong and it was. But 1685, I'm gonna add it to my notebook.
We'll be able to compare.
And I'll bring it next week.
But
he had to, because again, I think most agents, and yes, there were some. I looked at this amazing, beautiful listing this weekend, brand new, in Skybrook in Huntersville. It was a brand new, and actually, it was a crazy busy. I'm happy for the listing agent, who's my friend. Crazy multiple offer, $1.2 million house. I actually thought my buyers, I have buyers for that house, and I thought they would love it, but they did. But they didn't believe the house had an appraisal done, and my client said, no, we
Didn't
don't
believe
agree.
it.
So I had tried, actually, before I got the appraisal, I kind of ran the numbers. I'm like, I think it makes sense. It's and then the listing agent showed me the appraisal, and my client said no. So they didn't want to put an offer.
Well, now market value is what a ready, willing, and able buyer is willing to pay a ready, willing, and able seller in the terms of the agreement that they come to in that. So is that signs of the market disagreeing? I don't know. At 30 days in the market, 3 months worth of inventory, we say, available now in general across the market, but 1,685 units under 500,000 in a county with 1.2 million in population. Now, I know that's a particular price point. So to me, what that says, okay, if we truly are going to have 3 months worth of inventory, looking at the whole market, not just a particular price point, is it seeming more and more that 500,000 is just a tougher number to get to in this marketplace for a solid unit? Or do deals still exist?
They do exist. I think starter homes are, believe it or not, kind of taking a punch. Maybe or very likely because starter homes, people don't make as much money, and then the interest rate really plays a huge part for those buyers. I think lake homes and more expensive homes are still selling quickly and well, especially because we still have people coming from other states. Florida is our main uh, feeder market.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So
number
it's not
one.
up north. It's not out west.
Nope.
It's people from Florida.
Florida coming. I took a, let me see if I can find it, but Florida, and then, yes, California, New York, but Florida is the very number one.
So why move here from Florida? What are some of the reasons why you're
I
here?
think now because of the whole, did I take a picture? I think I forgot. Because I think it's still, the weather is still pretty nice. So you still have mostly warmer weather. So many people that came one day from the north to Florida to run from the winter, they still have not crazy winters here, as I'm told, because I think they are crazy, but
It's more in between on the
yes,
scale.
you know, you have the 4 seasons, you are close to the ocean, but, and I know we had the hurricane here, but, you know, they're very, very rare to hit. So the weather and the weather issues are not as common. So homeowners insurance is not as high, taxes are not as high. So they are deciding to move a little further. I mean, a little back north, but not all the way because of all the tax. I have a client, actually, new client, referred by clients, and she had moved from here, from Davidson to New York, let's say back home. And she said, I'm coming back because healthcare is ridiculous. Taxes are ridiculous. And she's like, it's way cheaper for me to come back to Davidson, which is an expensive area. But she said it's easier for me to move back to Davidson and fly back to New York very often to see my parents and my family than to stay in New York and try to, so.
Not uncommon for certain people's lifestyle. And another thing that we're seeing, and this is just the reality of the world right now, a lot of people transitioning as far as phase of life to more of a fixed income situation, likely retiring or just coming to that stage of life where, okay, it's not about growth anymore. It's about, I want to live the rest of my years on this earth the way I want to live it. And that requires me to set my financials a different way. Are you finding that retirees are coming here?
Yes, many of them are coming. Either they're coming, it's interesting because either they come first and then sometimes the kids come, or the kids come for a better life, a calmer life with lower taxes, and then the parents follow. So baby boomers are coming, and then again, either the baby boomers, I'm Gen X. Is there something, it has to be something like my parents are what? My parents are not baby boomers. They're a little younger than baby boomers, I would say. I don't know. But anyway, my parents coming down, and then Gen X coming, Gen Z coming, and the family follows them.
And what you don't want to get caught with, if the family's going to come here, if you're the kids that moved here first, you don't want to get caught here slipping on the maintenance of your house.
No.
So maintenance Monday, what you got for us?
The grout, especially.
Oh, no.
Yes, especially bathroom grout. So yes, grout gets dirty over time. So you should be able just to clean it with regular Clorox or whatever. But if you notice that your grout keeps getting mildew or mold, sometimes it means that there's something much worse behind the walls. So I say keep an eye on your grout, keep it clean. But if you see that the mildew and the mold are coming back quickly, get in a specialist. And sometimes you have to clear the grout, make sure you're safe, and regrout the bathroom. And actually, there are two different, some builders believe you should not seal the grout. I know there are two, some people say don't seal it because if there is a problem, you can see it happening and you can fix it. And some, of course, they say seal it so you don't let anything go behind the wall. So, but I think the main thing is pay attention, clean it so you know there's no problem. And if it keeps coming back quickly, you have a problem, which is could be from the vents in your bathroom not working properly to something behind the walls that you can't see and could be destroying the back of your shower. Because the grout in the kitchen is, I think it's more about, not dropping tomato sauce, but in the bathroom, it could be a sign of water intrusion. And water, I always say, other than fire, of course, the water is the worst enemy of a house because it can be very, like might not notice, and it's destroying your house without you realizing.
Well, bathroom too, the amount of moisture that comes through and the amount of water that you're putting through your bath. I mean, that's the heaviest water location in the entire house.
Yes, I installed in my teenager's bathroom, I installed a special vent that can detect humidity, and it will run no matter what. Like, you cannot control it. It will run if the bathroom is humid, because she takes like 8-hour showers. So the thing is running. So because I'm afraid that the high humidity will not be taken care of by itself or with, let's say, Nina turning on and off. So I installed a special one. In a few years, I recommend you do the same for your kids when they are teenagers.
Probably going to have to.
Yes.
The other thing that I actually was looking at weeks ago, because grout in general, I just moving away from grout. They do have some groutless options that are coming up. It's just interesting from like a tile, may have been like more of a quartz kind of thing, using that rather than like a stone or anything like that on the wall. Very interesting stuff, because I agree with you. I think the grout is one of those, it's just, one, it's annoying to have to deal with, but two, it reaches a lifespan. It's got a lifespan on it. And so you eventually have to change it. And so what are some of those options? Okay, I just don't feel like having to change the grout. Plus, grout gets into colors. You know what I mean? And you select a gray, or you select a white, or you select a earth tone, or all these different options. And it becomes just something, again, that is, I don't want to say stuck, because you can change it, but it's a pain. You don't want to have to deal with that. So
yeah.
I get it.
And by the way, if you decide to do it, I always say, don't be, with all due respect, don't be lazy. Like, choose the right color. Be careful with the color you're choosing. If you don't know, ask for help. Ask your agent. We see it and we are used to it. So don't go and buy like any color just because this can make your bathroom so ugly with a bad. It's true. A bad grout can make a shower look ugly and dated and dirty.
Well, even if someone's considering moving and they say, oh, let's go and do the upgrades ourselves.
No.
Let's go ahead and pick things ourselves. Let's go ahead and make all this stuff done so it's quote unquote move-in ready for a buyer. What do you think about that?
Please, please, please ask your agent to come and help. I beg you. I had a client. I said, just be careful, recaulk your bathroom. And he chose like a completely weird color that didn't match anything. So we had to pay someone to remove it and redo it, because he got the cheapest. There was like one on sale, and I'm like, don't ever do that. So ask for help, please.
Not uncommon that it ends up costing you more by having to go back
Your
and fix
agent
it.
your agent should be the person you can count on. And if you can't count on your agent, call me.
The right agent matters. Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate, Justin Ckezepis. Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Tomorrow is election day. Be sure to vote. Make sure you have your voice heard. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.